we give it children, and then in this children is where we do what? We're going to make this column always what? Always start. Okay, let's see how I can create this kind of a button that is having a more some padding and margin of horizontal and vertical. I mean the padding of symmetric, horizontal and vertical. And then after, I'm going to give it a child of what? Of a column. So I come here and say child and give it a column. So column to have children. Okay, in the children here, I'm going to begin by passing the first icon. I mean the first text here, which is going to be total. I mean text toggling. Okay, text toggling. So just simply come and paste it here in this children of this icon. So I'll go ahead and import. So I hope everyone can do this, just displaying this text like this and applying the padding that I've just applied. I believe everyone can do that. So doing that, I'm going to go ahead and do what? I'm going to go ahead and add another thing, which is going to be the toggle buttons. Okay, so I should be able to toggle like this. Okay, let's go ahead and see how I can add the toggle buttons. So to add the toggle buttons, just it must take if is selected. Okay, so an item is selected, which color do you want to do what to display? So just simply come here to toggles and then put is selected. So this is selected is going to be a boolean that will be true or false for the item that is selected. Okay, so and then you give it also a color, maybe of gray 60. So let's go ahead and create the variable of is selected. Okay, it's going to be a list of boolean of items that are selected. So I'll come here on top the word override. We put our list. I mean, we put our list of boolean tab, and then it's going to be list of generate 3, and then we go ahead and do it and make it false or default. So after doing that, we go ahead and it's selected there. So after doing that, the next thing we create the item that will be selected by default. Okay, so just simply come here by default. Create the is selected one to be true. So this means that it's only one that will be what? That will be selected. Okay, so after doing that, we'll go ahead and add more items in our toggle buttons. So the item that I'm going to take is now they're going to be now the buttons themselves that are going in in these user interfaces. Okay, so I'll just simply come and copy this container and I paste there and explain what is inside there. So I'll come here where there is children of toggle buttons and then paste it there. So let me go ahead and explain. It is just nothing but a container that has edge insets of 25 as a padding, and then that has the child, which is button 1, and then also the text that want to display, which is this one. After doing that, so the next thing you can add the rest container, button 2, button 3, and button 2 and button 3. So let me go ahead and add these children here. Okay, so you have 3 buttons there. So after doing that, you see they are not clickable for now. So we're going to make them at least clickable. So after doing that, we're going to put on press listener. So this press listener will be giving the item that has been selected. Okay, and then we do what? We generate the list of item that has been selected and then make it to be true as selected. Okay, so just simply come here on this button itself, on this button parameter. You can add here, you can even put on top here and say on press. Okay, so on press will give you the index of the item that has just been selected. Let's say list.generate and then say index, make it false, and then you say it's selected tab, then you get the index that has just been clicked on, and then make it true here. Okay, so by doing like this one, the buttons, and then set state, make sure that you set state. So when you do like this, you'll see now the button can start having the state. Okay, I hope you can see that, like when I click on a button, the state will remain there, so it can start now having the what, the state. So that is how you achieve such button that can have the state. I hope you can see that, or button that can be selected. Okay, so let us proceed and see how we can do this kind of buttons. This is just the same, but it is just the same, but the difference is what? The difference is this: instead of having text, they are icons. So you can also do it on your own. Okay, so this one can also be done on your own, since they are what? They're just the same exactly, but what is the difference? The difference is the items inside them. Okay, the item inside them are what another can click on it. Okay, so how can you do such an emphasis button? Okay, design this user interface, and when you design this user interface, we can implement the button that we're just learning right now. So we're going to come here, right click, new, and then you say button underscore high underscore emphasis dot. After doing this, so the next thing is now to put the content inside there. Okay, so I can use stateful widget, and then you put the name of the class. It can be button high emphasis, emphasis, then screen, something like that. So you can leave the way it is. Alright, so after doing this, we proceed and add this one on what? On our home screen. So to add on the home screen, we just simply come to our main route and duplicate this and put button high emphasis as a screen. Come here and put the text that should be seen. So when I save, that button should be here. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on the button. Then we should be able to see an empty screen. Alright, now let's go ahead and design this screen and give it life. So of course we'll always begin the what? With the scaffold. Okay, so we're going to design these UIs, this first one and the second one. So maybe from this design, that's when maybe you can also get inspirations of doing different kind of things. So we're going to give it the title and the up bar. We import what is missing. Okay, so when I save, we should have such kind of beautiful UI. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is now to add a single scroll view. Okay, so single scroll view is going to take some padding and also the direction. Okay, so after it's going to now take the item that is going to be scrollable, which is going to be a column. Okay, so this column is going to take different children. So we're going to design this card very first. Okay, so the child is going to be the card, and then we import the card just in case it's not there. Sorry, children. Okay, so we put our card there. So how to design this user interface? So the first thing, we're going to put the border radius of the card. So you can see that is the shape and the what and the items and the parameters, rounded rectangle border, and then the circle or the radius that you want to supply it. You can see it here. So after doing that, the next thing that we're going to do is now to give it maybe the click behavior, and then after we're going to give it now the column. So the column, since these are two images, I mean these are images and then followed by these items, so we're going to give it a column inside there as the child of the card. So just simply come child and then it's going to be a column. So this column of course is going to take what? Children. So make sure the column is what? Starting. The cross alignment of the column is start, and then it's going to take what? It's going to take children. So inside here we're going to give the image. So if you have the Scratch folder or the Scratch project that I gave you, that I told you to download, that is in the description of this video, you should be able to get these functions of getting an image and being able to display them. So when I save, we have that kind of what? That kind of image in our card. So the next thing is now to start putting the card information. So we're going to get here another container next to the card, next to the image, and then we're going to give it padding all of what? Of 15. So you should have some space around it. So after doing this, the next thing is now to add the column here, because this is going to be items that are in form of column. It's not to add the column. Okay. So it's going to be child and then put column, and then it's going to take children, and then we're going to do what? We're going to make this column always what? Always start the cross alignment. Okay. Then after putting the children, then we're going to start now putting the items. Okay. So for example, this we have the word title of travel here. So you'll go ahead and put it there. So you can look at mine and my text. You can pause the video and look exactly what I'm doing. Okay. So you can even get an idea from what I'm doing. So I'll go ahead and save. So you'll have the word travel written there. So after doing that, the next thing is now to separate the line by height of 5, and then followed by this word 5 sheets, etc. This one up to here. Okay. So when I save, I should have such kind of user interface. As you can see, it's not magic. You can pause the video and just see what I've just written right now. There's nothing like magic there. Okay. So after doing that, now let's go ahead and put our buttons. Okay. So they are going to be just in a row, one following the other, and they're elevated button, and that's it. That's how you can implement such kind of what? Such kind of button. If you still remember, I told you that the usage of the text button will always be following the what? The primary button, okay, which has a background. So you see here, view, entry, and then here you have learn more. So it will look weird if both of them then what? Then the same shape, same design. So that is how you can design such a nice UI. All right, so let's go ahead and design. So and that's how I can implement these buttons, by the way. That's how I can implement these buttons. So let's go ahead and design this remaining card. For it seems to be tricky, but we can of course do it. Okay, so So we're going to go back to the cards level and then create another card. Okay, so come where the card is, it is this level. You can collapse it. Okay, you can put maybe even the new card on top. Put a height of 5, then put a new card on top. So it's going to be card. Oh, I should copy it and explain it. Okay, it's going to begin with the card and then these settings. Okay, so I hope you can see that. So after doing that, we're going to put now the children, which is going to contain these items. And then we'll put the stack, so you can be able to put something on top of what? Of the image. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So this stack, I'm going to explain it. So how we're able to achieve this button to come on top here. Let me explain it. So we had a stack, and you know the meaning of stack, that if you put something in after stack, it will always be on top of the previous one. So you have this stack that has an image, then you put our extended button.extended, which takes the fab tag, you specify its color, and then you check the label. So you put the label, and then you put the icon that's going to be the leading icon. Then you put the on press listener. So by doing like that, you can be able to do what? To get such kind of user interface. So these remaining words, they can also be added if you want to. You can pause the video and look at them. These ones. Okay, so you see, I have travel special. Okay, where you have the use of this few text. I have travel special and then special menu. I mean travel special menu, something like that. And this button is really on top of this one. Okay, so that is how you create the leading buttons that request attention. All right, you can see. So you can pause the video and follow my code very carefully and make sure that you don't leave you behind. Okay, so proceed. Give me just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right. So that's how you can create and implement buttons in different scenarios. So you have created these ones. We have also created these ones. I have implemented in that way. I have implemented these buttons. I've seen how you can also implement the toggle buttons. And also you have seen how you can create such an emphasis button that can even be on top of everything. Okay, so this is a fab button, fab extended. So a fab button can also be anywhere, or floating buttons can be anywhere. So with that much said, let's go and learn something else also. All right, so we're going to see how we can implement also the chips. How you can make them in your system with your application and implement them in a different way. So again, to learn about, we get introduced about chips. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how we do that. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to begin by creating these ones. We're going to begin by creating these just basic chips, like the one that you see on email. When you're writing an email, you attach the people who are going to receive the email or the receivers, and then you can present them with their photo, their name, and the icon to close. So that can be achieved with the what? With chips. So let's go ahead and see how we can achieve that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and create a new screen. Going to create a new folder that we can call chips. Right, so in that folder we're going to create a first basic chips. So create a file and call it chips underscore basic that, and then go ahead and give a stateful widget that we can call chips. Okay, chips basic. Okay, so after doing that, we go ahead and import. After importing, let's go ahead and add this one in our main screen here. So come to our menu route. So it's a different topic, and just duplicate this title and then put the name of the topic. Then after doing that, we go ahead and add the first one. So let's go ahead and click. So just paste there the name of this class, chips basic, and then put there maybe chips basic like this. All right, so now when someone clicks here, they should be able to do what? To get this empty screen that we just created. All right, so it's going to have a scaffold, and then it's going to have what? We're going to now start formatting this scaffold. Okay, all right, so the scaffold, the first thing that we're going to begin by adding there the up bar. I believe everyone at this level, they can create such kind of a what? One up bar. So I don't think that I need too much explanations there. You can pause the video and you see how I have created my what? My up bar in my scaffold. Okay, pause the video and understand if you do not understand how I created this up bar. So after doing that, I'll go ahead and save, and then we'll have our simple screen. So let's see now how we can achieve the other thing, this one. So we're going to have a column. Our body is going to be and inside this body we're going to have a column. Okay, and that column is still going to have our alignment, and make sure it always starts. Okay, so after doing that, we're going to go ahead and create a row so that you can have this word to, and this icon, and then this icon, okay, of phone book. Let's go ahead and create a row. So after putting the row, so the next thing that we're going to do is just to make this alignment always start. Okay, then okay, so after doing that, the next thing is now to put now the okay, so wrap is going to take a list of what? Of chips. Okay, so this is the first chip. So let me explain the first chip. So the first chip, it's a UI that will come with a place for you where you can put an avatar or an image. So you see here an avatar, we put a circle avatar, and then we pass the what? One of the image from what? Background avatar, and then we pass one of the image from what? From our